My boyfriend demanded I sell my flat because it was bought with spicy dancer money.
Everybody knows that's the least ethical source of money.
For several years, I was a spicy dancer. I have no shame about what I did and only quit when I got a better job offer. In the time I worked as a spicy dancer, I intentionally lived as cheaply as possible. Crappy little studio flat, living off ramen, wearing old clothes, because my coworkers all told me that they were able to buy their own places on their income so long as they saved like crazy. Before I retired, I managed to outright buy myself a 3-bedroom flat. Wow. I rented out the other rooms for a while, but I got sick of having roommates, so now I have them up online for shorter stays, but not to rent. I met this guy about 18 months ago, and we've been together since. He knows about my employment history, and he said that he has no issue with it, though he did ask me to tell his family the white lie I occasionally use on my CV and stuff, which is that I was a waitress, which I kind of was, to be fair. By the way, this comes from Tradition Impressive too, and if you want to submit your own story, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says,
My advice right now would be to not be with a guy who won't tell his parents that, you know what, the longer I was saying that out loud, the more I realized it's not actually that unreasonable.
It's not that unreasonable.
It's really not. Never mind.
A month ago, we found out that I'm 2 months pregnant. Wow. Y'all have been together for how long?
18 months.
Okay. He says this is great news and we should move in together. I assumed he'd be moving into my place because he rents his far smaller 1-bedroom flat while I own mine. And I have room for a baby's room while he doesn't. So I really don't want to leave my flat. It's my flat. I love it. I could see myself living here for the rest of my life. And I don't want to lose the security of owning a flat and have to go back to paying rent or a mortgage each month. However, he then said he didn't want to move into my place and said I should sell it and we buy a place together. I said that I liked my place. It means a lot to me that I was able to buy it, and it represents years of working my butt off, scrimping and saving.
You literally were working your butt off.
You sure were. He then said that he understands all of that, but we should be living together by the time the baby comes, and he didn't want to live in my flat.
That's a problem.
You're about to have a baby.
Oh, but I don't want to live there.
Shut up.
It's a paid-for flat.
Shut up and live in my house that's paid for, idiot.
I asked him, why not? It's a great flat. It's central to everything. It's spacious. It's got room for all his stuff. There's a daycare in the building. Yeah, you're living here. Run and owned by another tenant, and a school 5-minute walk away. The list goes on. And he said that he didn't want to live in a flat that was bought with spicy dancer money. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Don't tell this guy about what banks have gotten up to with their money.
No. Can't do with that.
Nobody tell this guy anything about how the world works.
Yeah.
Or he'll never be able to use money again.
He's like, all money is inherently affected by whatever the actions you were doing when you got it. And now I can no longer use any money. That really pissed me off, and I told him no effing way am I selling my flat, and that he never had an issue with my spicy dancer money paying for this flat before now. I said I wasn't giving up the security of owning a home for someone who tries to make me feel ashamed about something I don't feel ashamed of. He said that his point is if I sold the flat, that we could get a new place with the money from the sale. I said, wouldn't that still be spicy dancer money? And he said, that's different. And I asked, how? He then said he was going back to his place because I can't talk to you when you're in this state.
I'm legitimately breaking off the relationship over this.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, now we're going to have to figure out how to co-parent because my child is going to be here with me in my paid-for apartment. Good luck renting out your apartment.
Yeah, he's like, but you don't understand. You could sell the place you own and don't have to pay any more money for, and we could buy a new place together, and then I would also have a place. You're just getting everything out of that, and I have to sell my house.
He's gone back to his flat now, and he's texted me saying, I'm overreacting and irrational, and I need to think of this realistically rather than emotionally. You are literally only thinking about this emotionally, dude.
Yeah, you're like, but you got that money because you were a spicy dancer, and I don't know if I can live in a place like that.
Yeah, it's pretty emotional. He says he wouldn't feel right raising a child in my flat knowing how I purchased it.
No! I am the person who did that. So what are you talking about? If you just feel like that about the money? What about me? I did the stuff to make the money. How do you feel about that?
And selling and moving is the best idea for all of us. Not to mention the fact he isn't on the deed because it's my place and it would never feel like our place because of this. I feel like I might be the butt because I get why he might feel like it's just my place, and I feel I'm being too rigid in a time where we need to work together. Plus, I spoke to my sister and she sided with him. So 2 out of 3 people think I'm in the wrong here. Am I the a-hole? And we've got an update. What do you think?
I bet your sister doesn't like the way you got that flat either.
I probably think that she has some thoughts about it too.
Yeah.
And
I
about
would
your
never
job.
give that place up ever.
No, a flat in a central place, 3 bedrooms, fully paid off. What are we talking about? What?
You're like a homeowner.
It's pretty insane.
Maybe they just don't dream about that the way we do over here in the States.
Yeah, we're like home ownership. Wow.
It's like a dream that's like never gonna happen.
Oh man.
Yeah, for him to just be like, well, you should just sell yours because you made it with dirty money. What an idiot.
Very stupid. Update. First off, I dumped him.
Good.
Nice. He initially said that he doesn't want to be a parent if we're not a couple, but earlier this week he told me he wants majority custody, so not only does he not have to pay child support, but if he gets majority, then I end up paying him. He actually said that was his reasoning. He also runs his own startup and admitted the startup is basically done for, and he was hoping that when I sold my place, I could also put a cash injection into his business with the money. So basically, this was all about money for him. And I have extensive documentation of all of this. So my spicy dancer money can't pay for where we live, but it can pay for your business. Interesting. There's going to be a legal case, but I've gotten legal advice, and it looks like I'll be able to get sole custody, which is what I intend to go for. Nice. By the way, I hope that you go for more full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. We've got a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
You did a good job.
You did a great job. I'm proud of you. This is awesome. I also wish you luck in your parenting and your baby. Good luck.
It's a shame that people have to like judge people for this.
Yeah.
When it's like literally like there would be no market for it if it wasn't for the men paying.
Literally.
So why is it the woman's fault that there is a market for men to throw money at them?
Literally one of the oldest professions.
Take a couple steps further than dancing, then yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
I was just speaking strictly of dancing.
Well, dancing is a very old profession.
Maybe one of the oldest.
In the last couple of weeks, my sister has doubled down and is trying to get me to fix things with my ex because a baby should have a complete family. Shut up. Shut up, sister. So I've not been involving her in my pregnancy, which she's furious about. Well, consequences.
Yeah, you should have thought about that before you did and said all the things that you did and said.
She also told our parents, which I'm furious about, so we're not speaking right now. I also want to say thank you to everyone who commented on my first post. When I first posted between my boyfriend and my sister, I was genuinely convinced I was in the wrong. So to have such an overwhelming supportive response really helped me realize that I shouldn't doubt myself so much. And with that realization, plus everything going on right now, I've decided to go to therapy, which I will be starting next week. All in all, the outcome of this is probably going to be me being a single mother in the flat I own. And honestly, pretty decent outcome. It's not so bad.
And that kid's gonna grow up and be the president of
Hershey's.
Huh? Yeah, the president of a very successful multinational conglomerate.
But that's the end of that story, and we got another one coming right up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
My birth mother's lawyer contacted me because she now wanted to meet me.
Oh, that is a lot.
I, 24 female, guess there's not much more to say, and that is the end of that story. Just kidding. Basically, my parents adopted me when I was 3 or 4 weeks old. I don't know much about my bio mom other than I think the story is she was a teenage mom. I know nothing about my bio father. I've never really been curious or had a desire to know the story or my bio parents. The fact of the matter is my adopted parents are my real parents. They've raised me almost my whole life, and half the time, everyone, including me, family forgets I'm adopted. Well, we're gonna make you remember.
You'll never forget.
Adopted, adopted, adopted. I'm now happily married and have a good start to my career.
Nice.
Recently, an attorney representing my birth mother contacted me, saying my birth mother very much wants to meet me. That's convenient timing. Blossoming young career.
Yeah, you're about to get married.
Suddenly she's like, oh,
Money.
hi. I gave birth to you. Do you have any money?
Please.
I hope it's not that.
Me too. I hope it's really positive.
While I'm grateful to my birth mother for placing me up for adoption and for giving me the best set of parents and brothers, my adopted parents' biological children, in the world, I am not very interested in meeting her, but I'm interested in letting you know that this comes from Dodongo Queen. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. OP says, I have no animosity towards her at all. As I said, I am so grateful she gave me the best shot at life possible. But she is a stranger to me, and I feel no pull, no tie, or even curiosity about her. I'm happy with my life and my family, and this just seems like it would disturb that or throw it out of balance somehow. Am I a horrible person for not wanting to meet my birth mom? I'm feeling really down about it. My husband supports me either way, but he loves me like crazy and isn't the best when it comes to unbiased opinions. Neither my parents or my brothers know about this, just my husband, because I really don't want to involve them unless absolutely necessary. Ooh, it is. It's been absolutely necessary the whole time, in my opinion.
I think it's absolutely necessary. This is your family. Your adoptive parents and your adoptive brothers are your family. They care about you. They want to, help you make the right decisions, the best decisions for you. I think they're absolutely people you can confide in.
The exact same logic you used earlier, where it's like, these are my real parents, these are my real brothers. I don't think bringing up that your bio mom that, pushed you out of the womb has contacted you is going to throw any of that into chaos. If anything, they'll probably rally around you.
And OP, if you don't want to meet your bio mom, you don't have to. There is no obligation to do that. When she made the decision, which probably you said, it turned out very well, but when she made her decision, she unfortunately gave up that right to see you on her terms. And now it's purely on your terms.
That's exactly what she did. Also, what should I say to my birth mom's attorney to make the rejection and letdown as kind and easy as possible on my birth mother? I don't want to hurt her, but I don't want to meet her. And we do have some comments. Let's see what they have to say. If you have comments of your own, you can put them down in the comments right now. Blah-dee-da-da.
Blah-dee-da-da.
Blah-dee-da-da. Blah-dee-da-da. Says, I am no expert on the subject, but to me it seems like your choice. She's extended the invitation and you have every right to decline. No is a full sentence. You have every right to just respond and say no thank you. If you want to do something about it, maybe take some time and write up a little bio, a little essay about your childhood, your life, your husband, blah, blah, blah. The lawyer can give it to your birth mom. It might help her curiosity and assuage any guilt she has, and I think that's a fair compromise. Since you have no ill will towards your birth mom, it doesn't seem like too much. Good luck. And OP responds, that's definitely something I'd consider for sure. I asked her attorney if I could please have some time to think about it, and he said to take all the time I need. Sorry, I'm just imagining the attorney coming back and being like, no, you have 12 hours to make a decision.
You have to make it right now. 3, 2, 1, make the decision.
You have 35 seconds to make a decision, or I will marry your birth mom.
You have 35 seconds, or I will self-destruct.
And then as the man of the house, you're gone. I'm also a robot capable of self-destructing. This might definitely be the perfect compromise for both of us. I hate that might and definitely were right next to each other.
This just maybe, might definitely.
And there's an edit, English major. Wow, guys, I can't believe all the responses. I log on and my inbox is overflowing. While I don't agree with all of the responses, I appreciate each and every one of them. Yeah, it'd be pretty psycho to agree with every response, right?
You're all right. I don't know how it's possible, but you're all right.
You're all right. I'm playing every side. I'm still in the process of making up my mind, but I think I know the route I'm going to take. I will give an update when something happens. Thank you again, everyone, and lo and behold, here's that update.
Oh boy.
If you...
Yes.
Never mind.
Okay.
I decided to write a little bio about myself. I gave a brief synopsis of my childhood, my parents, my brothers. I wrote about my college major, my degree, my career, my husband, my plans, my goals, as well as some hobbies I like to do. I also included a few photos of me, my husband, and my family. I also briefly thanked her for giving me a chance for a wonderful life and that I was very happy. I sent everything to her lawyer and conveyed to him to tell my birth mom that I had thought long and hard about it and I'm just not ready for a meeting or any kind of relationship at this point in time, but then I wanted her to have some takeaway. I also asked that if she had any relevant medical history on her side of the family, or if she knew about any health issues my bio dad faced, please let me know, as my husband and I plan on trying to start a family in the near future. Her lawyer got back to me yesterday and said, what did she say?
Yes, I am your papa, and I have a history of being colorblind.
She just pivoted to scamming.
And also, I am a Nigerian prince. If you give me some money, you will become a princess.
Her lawyer got back to me yesterday and said my birth mom was disappointed. She is your mom. They're really good at being that.
Ouch.
About not being able to meet me, but she was thrilled and grateful for the bio and pictures I had provided her, and it was clear I had been raised well. And that she also wanted to tell me there were no major health issues in her family, and to the best of her knowledge, none for my bio father, but if anything came up, could she please contact me in the future? I responded that the lawyer is free to reach out to me at any time if she has any relevant information in the future. I purposefully said this because I don't want my bio mom just calling me out of the blue one day and possibly trying to bug me into having a relationship. I would rather do everything through a legal third party. I reiterated again, I don't want a relationship currently, but I might be open to it someday. I doubt it though. And they were free to keep my contact information and I would keep theirs just in case. Why burn bridges unnecessarily? And by the way, you can build a bridge right over to more full episodes with stories just like this by going to your favorite podcast platform like iHeartRadio or Spotify and searching OK Storytime. And there it is. All the episodes you could ever listen to. You seem pretty well adjusted.
Opie's like, I appreciate that she wants to reach out to me. I don't really need I don't really need her in my life, so we'll talk through a lawyer.
Yep, don't really need her and I don't really care. I just want to know if you have a history of epilepsy or schizophrenia.
Let me know, please.
Type 1 in the chat if you knew that was the right diabetes.
Diabetes runs in my family, but I don't have it.
Yet.
Well, you can only get type 2 diabetes.
Oh, I'm giving you diabetes.
Gary?
Taking type 1 diabetes and I'm direct injecting it.
You're making an invincible level scourge virus?
No, it's just for you.
Scorpia virus?
It wouldn't work on anyone else.
Okay.
It's the Sophia type 1 diabetes virus.
I don't like that virus.
He thanked me, and that was the end of that. I'm happy with my decision. I'm glad I could give my birth mom some closure that she made the right choice, and happy to be starting my life with my career and husband. I know this isn't really the typical juicy stuff Reddit likes, and I just wanted to let all the people who took their time to help me know how it turned out.
Yay!
Thanks again. And there's a final edit I forgot to mention. I told my parents and brothers about my birth mom contacting me and telling them that I did not want to meet her, but I did want to give her a quick blog about my life. I was worried my family would be hurt or not take it well, but nothing could be further from the truth.
Oh, we all knew it, but I'm glad you know now.
We knew that from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Why didn't you listen to us when we said that?
Why weren't you listening to us right now?
They were all super supportive and said they had my back no matter what decision I made and that they would love me no matter what. You go, great. I've been having a lot of thoughts about taking over the entire world.
Okay, we support you.
I've been thinking about tying a rope around the moon and pulling it into the earth, destroying us.
That seems hard, but we support you. And then they become the minions.
There is no limit to their support. You got adopted by a minion family?
You're like, banana, banana.
That's the only minion sound I've got.
Yeah, that's all I have. Sorry.
They are very happy and proud for the choice I made here. I'm so grateful to have such an amazing family. I really am blessed. And that is the end of that story.
So sweet.
So sweet. So mwah, 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 mwah.
But that's the end of that story. however sweet it is, and we've got another one coming right up.
Oh, sweet.
My daughter's friend revealed the truth about her divorce. It was all a lie.
A shocking twist.
Hello all. It's been rough with my only daughter as of late. My husband and I, both of us are 55, have one daughter, 30 female. We have been married coming up on 32 years soon.
Wow.
My daughter was in a long relationship and married for approximately 9 years. Wow. And for a long time, I thought it was a good relationship. When out of nowhere, around 3 years ago, she decided to divorce her ex-husband. We were told it was a mutual decision, but that ultimately he wasn't the greatest partner, and there were many things that she was not satisfied with in the relationship, so she wanted to leave, and we supported her decision. By the way, this comes from Simple Part 187, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit, and OP says, about a year after the divorce, she introduced us to her new boyfriend. And while my husband and I thought it may be a bit early to date, we decided to continue to support her and meet him. He was and is a very charming man who treats our daughter wonderfully, and you can tell she's extremely happy. Now to the argument. Recently, we were talking with one of our daughter's friends who was visiting our town, and we're discussing our daughter's job and her wonderful boyfriend. Her friend in the conversation made a comment about how they were lucky to be in the same orientation together when they started work. So they knew each other for a while?
So maybe that's been a little longer?
As soon as she saw our confused faces, she gave us the full story as she realized we hadn't been given it. Our daughter had told us while her and her boyfriend worked for the same employer, they didn't meet until after the divorce. We pressed the friend for more information, and she begrudgingly told us that our daughter and her boyfriend had met during orientation at work while our daughter was going through her marital issues.
I think this guy might have been one of her marital issues.
Yeah, I think so.
I think she turned her marital issues into
A person.
tissues at the wedding that they're gonna have. I was trying to rhyme. I'm sorry.
This led to them becoming closer and her filing for divorce from her ex-husband about a year later. Yeah, that would do it. So later that day, I asked to have a conversation with my daughter and brought up what her friend had told us. She turned white as snow. White as snow?
There's all kind. I've seen lots of different kinds of snow, man.
Basically confirmed her friend's story, but reiterated that there was no physical cheating. There's a little qualifier there.
There probably was, actually, considering you've lied about this whole thing.
I told her that physical cheating was not the only way that you could hurt someone, and that it appeared that she had emotionally cheated on her ex-husband. He may not have been the greatest person, but it didn't excuse her actions. I told her that I was disappointed in her, and while I supported her leaving a bad marriage, that I couldn't look at her and her boyfriend the same in this new light in regards to cheating. I still love her and will treat her boyfriend with respect, but it's definitely something I had a hard time looking past. She got angry with me for not continuing to support her in her journey beyond divorce. Am I the a-hole? And we've got an update. But what do you think?
Your journey was evil.
I do have kind of mixed feelings about this. I never support cheating, and I still think that's wrong that she cheated in any form. However, I think the qualifier of her now being divorced, their marriage was clearly, it seems like, really bad, and he did not treat her well. That was kind of like everyone knew that. I would say, hey, I am disappointed in you, and I that is wrong. It wouldn't be too hard to move on from this as like a collective.
I think evil was just me.
He was hamming.
Call me a porkman.
Someone give him a nail because he's a hammer.
Call me John Pork because I'm hamming.
He's hamming.
Yeah, I think I'd make this thing more like, don't ever lie to us again about something so big. Like,
yes.
Just tell us why that your relationship is so bad, and like tell us that this.
Yeah, I think.
Don't spoon feed us fibs.
Yeah, I think expressing your disappointment in our actions. If you are ever in a situation where you need to leave the relationship, please come to us. We want to be that person for you. And we're very glad that your new boyfriend is treating you so well, but like, don't do that again. I would still express the disappointment, but I think it's something that everyone could move past. Update. My daughter has approved me giving an update, answering some common questions from all of you. Yes, my daughter got married at 18.
Ah, yeah, I automatically, you know what? Cheat on whoever you want now, actually. You got married at 18.
Okay, well, I don't agree with that, but...
Cheat on your 18-year-old husband a million times.
I don't agree with that. Her ex-husband was also 18 at the time. Me and her father did not think that getting married that young was a good idea, but supported her as she was an adult. I did not have a good understanding of what the marital problems my daughter was experiencing, but she confirmed that there was no mistreatment from her ex-husband. She's always been a very private person, but that has never been an issue, as she's always been honest with us. On to the update. I received many messages and comments from you all, and I do appreciate the advice and wisdom that you gave. I think the thing I struggled with the most was being lied to. I felt hurt that my daughter didn't want to tell me the truth, but I realized that this discussion wasn't about me. So I asked my husband for advice, and he recommended my daughter and I sit down together and talk it out. My daughter agreed to talk to me with the condition that my husband mediate. My daughter started the conversation with that she didn't tell us about the true story about her boyfriend for two main reasons. She was worried about being judged by me, and I confirmed her theory. Well, I mean, you do deserve a little bit of judgment. There was emotional cheating going on.
There's some level of judgment that is appropriate here.
Hearing this made my heart so sad to see that my own daughter was worried about my judgment. My daughter admitted that she was ashamed for how things went down with her divorce. She and her ex were going through some rough times, her work schedule being crazy, and her husband being depressed contributed. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there was any mistreatment, as she said, which is kind of what I thought was what was wrong with their relationship in the beginning. Yeah, I think some judgment is allowed here. She met her then boyfriend during this time and confided in him about this. Before she knew it, she was texting him every day and even going to his house to hang with him and her friends. She realized at this time she was wrong, so she filed for divorce, and they started officially dating the day after her divorce was final. I will say, if she is telling the truth, she did go about it as well as maybe you could in that situation of obviously the best of the worst options,
Day after the divorce is pretty diabolical, but...
Yes.
But hey, you know what? I don't know. Maybe your husband was diabolical.
More so, I meant like the second she realized what she was doing was inappropriate, she's like, yeah, I gotta end this relationship.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just hung up on the day after.
The day of the divorce is pretty...
It's like, dang.
Yeah, if I were the ex,
she was
I'd be like,
walking
wow.
out like Nicole Kidman, where she's just like,
Ex-husband's already depressed. Ooh, your girlfriend leaves you and then immediately starts dating some other guy that she knew before you guys were even divorced. Tough.
Yeah, I truly don't know how to feel about any of this.
Same.
Other than don't lie to me.
Yeah, that's what I feel. Because if it's it's not as cut and dry. I think OP is totally right in feeling, lied to, having some level of judgment. But I don't think your relationship is going to completely collapse. She again said she didn't physically cheat, but admitted she was not proud of how her marriage ended. And I would be proud of you if you listened to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There's a little bit left to the story. It's all quite muddled.
Yes.
I feel bad for the ex-husband because he seems to be depressed, and this surely couldn't have helped.
Well, I know what would have helped. Not getting married at 18.
Yes. Not getting married when you have no idea who you are might help. But there is a little bit left. The conversation then went to my side. I reiterated that I supported her and her boyfriend. He's a kind and nice man, and he treats her well. And that I loved her unconditionally. I apologized for how I acted and asked if she could forgive me. She accepted my apology and did tell me that while my words hurt, I am still a good mother, and that my love that I've given her and her boyfriend has been consistent, and that my actions spoke to that. I still think it's pretty valid that you called her out on that. You should call her out on that.
Yeah, people do still need to be called out on things.
We agreed to go to some family therapy together in the future to continue to work out these feelings. We cried, hugged, and I think things will be okay. People can screw up, including myself, as my last post shows, but ultimately good people will always be welcome in my home, and I never plan on changing that. And that's the end of the story. Seems good.
It's a nice final note. Good people will always be allowed in my home. Kind of cooking with that one.
I think second chances are good, and I also think you can call people out for the things that they do so that they then work to try and earn that second chance. But that is the end of that story, and we got another one coming right up.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
My brother is furious about my vacation because no one's taking care of his son.
My son! My son!
My 24 male brother Luke, 31 male, his wife Emma, 28 female, and their son Kyle, 4 male, moved to my city last year because Emma got a new job. They would occasionally ask me to watch Kyle because I work from home with very flexible hours. I personally do not like kids at all, but I was happy to do it at the time because I wanted to help them. It was not that often, maybe once or twice every 2 weeks, and Kyle was very well behaved. Now, the issue started near the end of last year when Luke decided to change careers. He was previously working remotely as well. His new job required him to go to work a lot more often and make substantially less money. What a great deal.
Yeah!
This left them depending on me more and more to take care of Kyle. It went from once or twice every 2 weeks to around 3 days every week. To make matters worse, Kyle's behavior changed drastically. To be completely honest, I can barely stand the kid anymore.
Wait, no.
Kyle was activated.
Kyle said,
Kyle got his message. It was, this is the Council of Kyles. It's time for you to start acting like a Kyle. He's constantly running around and screaming while I'm trying to work and just overall being a little boy. That's what he is. By the way, this comes from Throwaway Uncle 44. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. My sister-in-law Emma was over the other day picking up Kyle and made some comment about getting rid of some of the dangerous furniture in my house, like tables with glass edges and stuff, so that my home is safer for their son, and made a joke about baby-proofing my house because they're planning to have a daughter.
you can't ask that. I mean, I guess you could ask that, but you can't expect it.
You want me, it's my baby? Would be my genuine reaction would be, oh, are you having a baby for me?
You're giving me a baby. I didn't want it.
Oh yeah, I know, I don't want that. You don't have to do that for me.
Thanks.
I just thought, because you said to baby-proof my house, it'd be my baby. This pissed me off, but I didn't say anything. The situation hit a breaking point last Friday when I was talking about the week-and-a-half-long trip I was going on with my girlfriend on the 15th. Me and my girlfriend like to travel somewhere nice at least once a month. We could not the past couple of months because of Kyle, but I promised my girlfriend we would go somewhere exotic for Valentine's.
Fun.
Upon hearing this, they got pretty mad, saying who was going to take care of Kyle.
Maybe you guys.
You might have to figure out how to make that work, Mom and Dad.
Yes, that is your job as parents. Why are we having second child if we don't know how to take care of first child?
Yeah, truly, if we do not have the means to have our first child taken care of, because it's true, people have to go to work.
Yeah.
Whatever. You can't just turn OP into your permanent baby man.
You ain't paying OP.
They said I need to stop these childish trips and that I need to take more responsibility because I'm an uncle now.
You're a parent. Why are we acting like an uncle is the parent?
What do you mean? It's the culturally relevant thing that once you're an uncle, it's time to strap down and really tighten up.
You have to be serious now. You're an uncle. There are people relying on you.
Everyone's heard of this serious uncle.
There are mouths to feed. Be serious. Fun uncle is fake.
Fun uncle? We left that a flippin' million years ago, dude.
You're a funkle, and that stands for father uncle.
You're sunkle. Serious uncle. I'm not gonna lie, after I heard that, I just snapped. I said that their demon child isn't my responsibility, okay? And I'm not just gonna give up my life because they effed without using protection, okay? As long as Kyle didn't hear you call him a demon
I
child.
hope not. He's like, I'll show you, demon.
Yeah.
And he summons Satan.
We fast forward to like 20 years in the future and he's just like with red skin and demon horns
Yeah.
talking
He
to
is
a
the
therapist.
Antichrist.
And he's like, yeah, I don't know. It was just in that moment I realized that is who I was. I was a little demon. I was
a demon, and I didn't realize that I had been replaced I had replaced a human child.
Yeah, and what I didn't know at the time is after I made this decision, that's all anyone would ever see me as.
And so why not become what everyone already sees me as?
Sometimes I just like to be able to go to the grocery store. I want to keep
Kyle.
playing that bit out.
Oh, Kyle.
It got pretty obscene from there, and some horrible things were said. They left, and we are no longer on speaking terms. Now they just drop the kid off at the porch and drive away.
Yeah, they're like, fine, he's all yours now.
They cannonball him through the window. My parents and Emma's parents are on their side and extremely angry at me for, quote, refusing to pull my weight.
What's up with this weight?
Was
What
there
are we talking about?
Was there a contract or an agreement or a conversation made about this?
This is ridiculous. OP's already been helping so much. OP has been helping even though he hates Kyle. He hates little demon child Kyle.
Well, he didn't hate him at first. Now he does.
Yeah.
You've overexposed him to Kyle. My parents said that this is my duty. It's literally not.
It's not. That's why he didn't have children.
And I should be sacrificing everything to help them. It's honestly got me really down, and I've cried my eyes out pretty much every day since seeing those messages from my family. I'm starting to wonder if I really should be taking more responsibility. Am I the a-hole for choosing my trips over my brother and nephew? And there is an update.
If you wanted to have children, you would have had children.
And it's not, I don't even think it's about that. Are you an a-hole because you have a 10-day trip you're going to take with your girlfriend
For Valentine's Day.
and for a week and a half, your brother can't figure out how to take care of his own child?
Why aren't the parents helping? Why aren't the parents who are saying it's your duty as an uncle helping? Isn't it their duty as parents or grandparents?
Truly, it's like, so where is the scale of my life is important and their life is important? Where does the scale balance out? Because this is insane. It's a week and a half.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like, I'm going to leave forever. Don't ever talk to me again. I'm never taking care of Kyle ever again.
Yeah.
So it's insane that they've reacted this way. And it would, on principle, make me go, you know what? I'm just uncomfortable watching Kyle now.
Yeah.
Because of all of this energy that y'all have thrown my way. I don't want this to ever happen again. So I'm putting up the boundary that I will not watch Kyle on a regular basis.
Yeah. And now they've lost their free child support. Or not child support, their free babysitter.
And you shouldn't have insulted me and belittled me and gaslit me and tried to make me feel guilty for just having a life of my own.
I just wanted to go to Bora Bora.
Work on getting your job back.
Bruh.
Update. Thank you, everyone, for the comments. After reading through for about an hour, it kind of helped me realize how toxic my relationship is with my family. Yeah.
Yeah.
As many of you mentioned, yes, my brother is the golden child of the family. Didn't even think about that, but that makes perfect sense.
What? No way. No.
Thinking about it now, that favoritism is the main reason I wanted to move away from them so badly in the first place. I had a talk with my brother and my sister-in-law where I apologized for calling their child a demon and for the remarks I made towards them. They accepted my apology. They did not apologize to me. Apparently, ours and my sister-in-law's parents were not just telling them, but encouraging them to use me for help the whole time.
Like every time they went to the parents and asked, oh, like, could you help babysit? And they're like, oh, we would love to, but like that's an uncle's job, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. That's a sunkle.
Yeah.
That's a sunkle OP job.
Serious uncle job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure OP would love to.
I told them how exhausted and frustrated I was and how much this whole crap show has hurt me and that I would not be watching Kyle anymore, period. And that they need to figure something else out. They did not take it well. Shocker.
Shock.
I'm the shocker. I shock people. They did not take it well, and my sister-in-law started yelling again. And after some arguing, my sister-in-law said that if I would not watch Kyle, the least I could do is pay for his daycare.
That's your job.
Actually, maybe the most I could do.
That's so crazy.
Maybe, well, do you just want to give him to me and he'll be my kid?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'll just pay for all of his stuff? I guess I should just take custody.
So let's see how far this goes. And help with some of their other expenses, since I have the money to zip off to a different country every month.
Because OP doesn't have a child. OP chose to not have a child, at least yet. and has the money to do that.
Yeah.
You guys chose to have 2 children. You can't even afford one of them.
But it's hard to argue with fools.
Yep.
By the way, here's a fact, all my fools. You can listen to full episodes with stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform like iHeartRadio or wherever you listen. Just search OK Storytime, and there we are. You can find us there. And we've got a little bit more story left. Honestly, yeah, there's nothing else you could do but just to cut these people off, dude. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
They just don't understand, and neither do Emma's parents, so that's it.
Just really, really raw entitlement.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
they don't even see it.
And he's the golden child, so it's like his whole life and your whole life, it's always been like, oh yeah, I get whatever I want and you just deal with it.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh wait, I'm not getting what I want. You're wrong. Don't you remember the arrangement we've had forever? I get the thing I want and you do it.
Crazy.
Yeah, these people, it's going to be a rude awakening for them.
When they no longer have free childcare.
Yeah, that they fully fumbled themselves. I just, fingers crossed for Kyle here.
Yeah.
He's got the counsel, though. He'll be all right. I was honestly appalled. I would not have minded to help them out financially, but with the tone of her voice and the way she said it, it was just infuriating. The only thing they heard was that I would not continue to help them. They didn't give a crap about anything else I said. I just got up and left their house without saying a word. I wanted to leave before I completely exploded again. 10 minutes after I left, my phone starts buzzing with them and my parents, and I just put it on Do Not Disturb. I read a lot of comments saying I should go no contact, and I really do not want to have to do that, but they are very clearly not interested in respecting me as my own human being, so that's it. I will not be speaking to my family until they want to genuinely apologize to me. Thanks, guys. I would also beware that genuine apology, when they send it to you, is going to immediately be followed up by a request for something.
Yeah, it's like, I'm so sorry. Can you babysit Kyle?
And you have to put them on blast in that moment and go, did you just apologize because you need something from me or because you acknowledge that what you did was wrong?
Did you realize anything?
Maybe don't even call them out. Maybe just be aware of that. And so if it happens, you go, they're still actually exactly the same.
And you just keep waiting and waiting and waiting.
But that is the end of that story.
My fiance's sister chose the same wedding date as us on my birthday.
It's just because she likes you a lot. That's all.
My fiance, 25 male, and I, 24 female, are getting married in December 2026. We've been together for 8 years and engaged for 2 of them. His sister, 30s, let's call her Susan, has disliked me from the very beginning. By the way, this comes from One Attempt 9703, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit, and Opie says. She's never outright said she hates me, but it's obvious. She constantly makes cruel jokes about me in front of the family, belittles my achievements, and turns everything into a competition. If I mention doing well in exams or work, she interrupts to talk about how she did better in the past. She's also openly mocked me for not drinking booze and brings it up at literally every family gathering. Dude, stop. What's her name again? Susan, stop it.
Susie Q, what are we doing?
I get along with the rest of my fiance's family very well, especially his other sister, who I'm extremely close to. During my studies, she's always showed up as a client for my practical exams, which was crucial because if a client doesn't show, you fail. You go to like cosmetology school?
Yeah, that seems like a very unfair metric to fail someone by.
Well, they couldn't make it, you fail. I studied dermal aesthetics and beauty therapy.
Oh, you nailed it.
I once invited Susan to be a client for a non-exam class because I didn't trust her with something that important.
Smart. So you already know the nature of Susie.
She bailed the morning of. Shocker. After that, she complained that she's always left out. You didn't even come the one time. I now have my own salon and promised my close sister-in-law free treatments for life because she genuinely helped me get here. Susan hates that she has to pay, even though I've given her free treatments before trying to build a relationship. She's also disrespected my business in the past. She wanted to borrow my gel polish, and after I kept saying no, I eventually said yes. Don't judge me. I was trying to build a relationship with her. So at that point, I would try anything to get her to like me. But I told her she needs to then pay me the amount I usually charge for nails. She agreed and then did something someone else's nails with my gel, charged like 4 times the amount I usually charge, and never paid me what I asked her to. I know this could have just been avoided if I said no, but unfortunately, I'm a people pleaser. Oh no. And I find it hard just saying no without a compromise. Well, it doesn't sound like you're compromising. You're just kind of like, okay, fine, you can do it.
Yeah, which that's just kind of letting her have what she wants.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much stuff that's happened and how she treated me. I've tried over and over to fix things within our relationship, tried to text first, hang out more, etc. Last December, I decided to let everything go and start fresh. I reached out, helped her, listened to her, supported her. It felt a bit one-sided at times, but I thought maybe she had changed. She hadn't. A few days ago, after a long conversation about her life, I tried sharing something small and happy about mine. New spa candles I bought. She read my message and completely ignored it till this day. This is a pattern. She only engages when the conversation is about her. Shortly after, she unfollowed my business pages and removed her positive review after being upset that we couldn't attend her fiance's farewell party due to prior commitments. That was my breaking point. I'm tired of trying to build a relationship that clearly doesn't exist. I was really hoping we could be as close as I am with her sister, but unfortunately we never will be. This was just the final drop in the bucket. Now the problem. Oh no. Her sister is one of my bridesmaids, and her brother is my fiance's best man. I would have made Susan a bridesmaid if we had a good relationship, but we don't. So you're not standing up next to me. At this point, I don't even want her at the wedding at all. Why isn't your fiance really doing anything?
Yeah, there needs to be some level of management here. It's his sister.
It's his sister. He should be like, hey, shut up. I truly believe she doesn't support our relationship and will find a way to make the day about her. My fiance understands my feelings, but says that even though she's always been like this, she's still a sister and he loves her, even though they don't have a great relationship either. I will respect his decision in the end, but I'm struggling with the idea of having someone at her wedding who clearly doesn't want to celebrate us. To make things more complicated, she recently announced her wedding will also be in December 2026. Why is no one calling her out? They've been engaged for 10 years, and while it may be a coincidence, it adds to the tension. They've been engaged for 10 years?
What even is that?
Am I the a-hole for feeling this way and not wanting to invite her? No,
not at all.
She's a weirdo. I don't like her.
It's like, chat, should I eat the apple that the witch in the mysterious black robes that keeps going handed me? Should I eat that? No, but I feel like I'd be being rude. The witch doesn't want what's best for you.
She really doesn't. She really doesn't. We could be rude to the witch. 5 days later. I'm going to make this as short as possible because I'm mentally so tired of everything and just want to forget it all. So it's my birthday today, and guess what my fiance's sister Susan just announced? Their wedding date. And the date is, drum roll, the same date as us. Is your fiance gonna finally realize that maybe his sister doesn't like him at all? And maybe he should have called her out from the start? I'm so extremely angry and upset. I confronted her about it, something I have never done before, and it's safe to say she was shocked. She didn't even reply, so I blocked her on everything. I'm literally done with this girl. To make matters worse is that she went to go cry about it with her mother. Her mom messaged me and told me that I'm being unfair towards Susan and that she's been planning to get married on that day since the beginning of the year. And since our date wasn't set yet, it's not a big deal. Our date that we chose 2 years ago when we got engaged is literally our 2-year engaged anniversary. The venue deposit to keep our date is also already paid, and she also told me that she's disappointed in me and angry that I called her daughter names. I called her Satan, and I'm not sorry. And you shouldn't be, because she is Satan.
Just speaking the truth.
I then sent an extremely long message to her mom that explained why I exploded like I did, what she has done to me all these years, how she made me feel, and how I feel that it's very unfair that she's been engaged for 10 years and just coincidentally chose the same date as us. Her mom just replied with, "Happy birthday, and don't let this all upset you on your birthday."
Honestly, that's a fair mom response.
Then why did you text me about this on my birthday?
I think that was a genuine, okay, I have realized that I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Please try not to let this ruin your whole birthday. My bad.
Hope that's true.
That's what it felt like to me.
A little too late for that, unfortunately. It's 9 a.m. and my day barely started. But your day can always start with listening to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. We've got a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
It is unbelievable that she would pick the same date, and for anyone to not see it as unbelievable, that is the dumbest thing ever.
It's just crazy to me because undoubtedly, even if half the people decide, oh, we don't want to go to your OP's wedding, we're going to go to Susan, she's not going to get everyone.
Yeah.
I doubt she'd even get half the people there.
It's a lose-lose scenario.
Yeah.
Just pick any other time. You've been engaged for 10 years. What's the hurry?
I also feel so bad for Susan's sister. Her sister is a bridesmaid at my wedding and at Susan's wedding, so to make her sister choose between her and her brother is unfair. It won't be possible to be able to be at 2 weddings on the same day. I don't care how many people are saying I'm overreacting, because for once in my life, I'm going to stand up for myself and say I'm not overreacting. I have every right to feel this way. You do. One thing me and even my fiance are happy about is that Susan can't be at our wedding. You know what? Yeah, that is a bright side. Even if she did change her wedding date, I certainly would not invite her to your wedding.
That is the truth.
But that's the end of that story. And we have some comments. My mother-in-law filed a kidnapping report against me. She ended up in jail.
And that's where that person belongs.
And this was posted May 5th, 2026. TLDR comes from Story One. OP is a gay police officer who has been with his boyfriend for 4 years. And his mother-in-law has hated him since the very beginning. When she had to stay with them for 2 weeks during her home renovations, she made their lives miserable in disgusting ways before getting caught spying on them in their own bedroom, which got her kicked out. But that was just the start of her insane plan to break them apart. She faked a hospital emergency, filed a false kidnapping report against OP at his own police station, and sent twisted birthday gifts, put a curse on their relationship, and even tried to follow them on their New York trip. But when she found out OP and his boyfriend came home wearing matching gold rings, she reacted in the most insane way possible. And if you're curious to know the full story, you can go watch the full video. Comment 1 from Two Sides US says, I'm only like 10 minutes in and the lumberjacks can't be gay logic already sent me to orbit. Had to pause and make some quick noodles just to prepare for this mother-in-law's audacity. Like if you're eating right now too. I'm not.
I am not, but I will be soon.
Redinix says, hatred really does make you stupid, eh?
It does. I think there is actual science on that.
There is. Anonym says, first story, one of the coolest and awkwardest I have ever heard. Now you arrested 2 of the family. Funky Farrell says, good question. Whenever I ask an officer if they get to bring their handcuffs home with them, they just giggle. They go, ee, ee.
Mine put the pink handcuffs on me and then take me to jail. That's a real story that happened to me.
What?
I got I was in high school. They were trying to make like it was literally like cops that were bored, so they decided to actually arrest us and take us to jail.
Yeah.
On like trespassing for like nothing. The cuffs that they put me in had like little pink accents on them, and I was I was literally sitting in the front of the cop car. I don't even think I was handcuffed in there. They were just straight up like bored cops. They were like, whatever, we'll just take these kids to jail. We were trying to go on a haunted bike path at night. And it's like technically city property, so we were trespassing. And it's like just a bike path in the middle of the woods.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you might enjoy. So stay tuned for the next one.
I found out that my girlfriend's having an affair, so I'm starting a new life.
Guess what? That's just fair.
New year, new me. Sorry, this is a long one. I work in politics in the dark, smoky room side. And for the past 6 months, my girlfriend and I haven't seen much of each other because of a recent promotion that's been the opportunity of a lifetime. Let's call her H. By the way, this comes from user Alone Again 11. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime. Submit them there. Helen and I have been together since university, and to be blunt, she was the love of my life. Sweet, dedicated, fiercely loyal, and my best friend. Together, we've done some pretty amazing things, and when I look back on my life highlights, our travels and years together will definitely be on there. Helen and I have been finding the time away from each other tough. I work from about 6:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. and tend to be on the phone on weekends. However, she's been really supportive and has continued to tell me to focus on the job for now. We both plan to move to New York City together once I'd completed this job. I know now that it's been a lot harder for Helen than she let on, and for me, I've just desperately missed my partner. However, long ago now, I came down into the bathroom to say good morning to Helen and noticed a big love bite on her neck, which she'd been hiding under big jumpers, which is she was probably just riding a horse and the horse bit her. No big deal.
It was a Nosferatu.
It was a Nosferatu.
Yeah, she just really wanted to, like, she went to the 5D experience.
I confronted her about said love bite, and as I hadn't been able to touch her in weeks after contracting scabies in Africa.
Bro, what do you do for a living?
He's a secret backroom political advisor guy.
I know, but like...
Now, he's not specific because it's very smoky, shadowy backroom
Get more...
politics. He's like the guy making the decisions that like impact the real decisions. You know what I mean? He's like making the decisions no one knows about that no one votes for anyway. I knew it wasn't me. This all happened so fast, I barely remember anything that was said. I just remember the feeling that my stomach was suddenly lined with lead. She told me it was an allergic reaction, of all things, but after pressing her, it became clear she was hiding something. And then it quickly became clear that we both knew what had happened. It turns out that she'd cheated with a mutual friend that she secretly met up with. She says she went to him for advice about a relationship and ended up seeking affection from him. The pipeline needs to be studied. She told me, obviously, begged for another chance and asked me to marry her, and then eventually left in a taxi to her friend's house with her bags that I packed for her.
Oh, wow.
Good job, guy. I mean,
I cheated on you. Please
good
marry
job,
me.
guy.
I did this because I loved you.
I mean, honestly, though, like, I'm not saying that it gives her a pass. 6:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. and you're on the phone all weekend. You're just not, that's not, you can't be in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's not, you're in a relationship with your job only.
That's true. But still being like, hey, I don't think it's going to work out.
Right, exactly. That's when you just break up. You don't cheat on your guy.
I got
you
too
break
excited.
Up.
She's like, oh.
Or you discuss it. Say like, I feel like I'm really not in a happy place right now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm completely alone.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, she went to this other guy. Who knows why? Maybe she tried to talk before and he said, sorry, babe, I'm on the phone with Washington. I can't. Anyways, the house is all mine. We're not married and there's nothing legal to worry about here. After she left, I calmly got everything ready for work, made myself a packed lunch, ironed my shirt, and then just lost it. Sitting down with some whiskey and some smokes, wallowing in self-pity for the night. This has been my nightly routine for the last week. I've had a history of depression, so whilst this has hit me unbelievably hard, the numbness and feelings of emptiness ultimately make it easier to get things done. This guy does work in politics, dude. That's the most works in politics thing I've ever seen. I'm not a crying wreck. I'm just kind of done. Over the next few days, I kept silent, didn't respond to any of the 90 missed calls. Eventually, I rang her and told her we're over. I forgave her and dropped all of her things at my friend's house while Helen was out at work. Thing is, I really don't hate her for this. I understand how she was feeling, and I know my job got in the way of what was a very close and spontaneous relationship.
Dang.
We became different people. I can forgive her, but we have to be over. I'll never trust her again, and I can't have her in my life anymore, especially not when it's not even a good idea for me to have a partner while my life is like this. Whilst I forgive her, it doesn't mean I can ever love her like I did. The next few days kind of led to a few impulse decisions. I went straight to my boss, who was also one of my best friends, who, bless him, offered to give up all his annual leave so I could sort myself out.
Annual leave.
Vacation
Just like the
days.
amount of like time that you get off per day. So he was like, I'll give you my
Figure
days.
this out.
That's actually really
Dang.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
really nice.
He's working in politics. He's like, I know this guy's going to be someone someday. You can have my vacation days.
Yeah, they've probably been in a lot of smoky back rooms together, making a lot of shady deals.
You can
And he's
have my
like-
vote.
So when I told him being in that house would just bring back bad memories, he made me an offer. A year-long position working on an enormous project for an international government, and I took it. What does this guy do?
I don't know.
This
dude.
guy's super villain?
I feel like we're about to see the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot dab up
he's like-
at the end, here in a few sentences.
That'd be sick.
This involves a completely new role, a new life in a new country, and a completely different kind of office and project. So I put my house up for rent, which my brother will look after for me, and decided to just buy a ticket and head to my new home early before the position starts. It also makes the visa stuff easier. I have not told Helen because I've tried to maintain no contact, and she has all of of her things already. Taxi's coming in about 2 hours. So here are my questions. Should I tell her? Is it classless to let her find out from a friend? Honestly, yeah, a little bit.
It's classless to cheat.
That's also fair. Actually, I take that back. What am I talking about?
We
I don't know
forgot.
what I said. Erase that from the record.
Yeah, keep reading the questions and then I have my thoughts.
How do I get closure? What process can I use when I'm so removed from everything? How do I stop this being a quick fix? Is there a risk I get home after a year and it all just instantly comes back? I'm really fearful that all I'm doing is running away from my problem, and I'm worried moving away will mean I never engage with the fundamental betrayal. Any Redditors have tips for moving to a new country? How do you meet people? Have I been too rash? Importantly, anyone have any tips on getting over cheating? This is the second time I've been cheated on now, and whilst I'm quite happy to have a year of just being single, I'm worried about what happens after that. Is there even a point of trying to stay faithful to anyone? Thanks in advance, and thanks for all the support over the years. Just help me manage my last week of life.
We taking the job?
I'm taking the job.
Take the job.
Yes.
If I'm already the workaholic guy that this guy is, I'm taking the job.
Yep.
Well, it's a good answer for OP. Like, this is going to be something to distract him. That's how you get over cheating.
I do think that if you're struggling with feelings of closure, you do talk to her. There's nothing that she needs from you or deserves from you. She cheated on you. But for you, if you're having these feelings, having a conversation with her is the only way you're going to get any closure.
You got to give the closure for OP. You don't owe her anything. It's what you need and what you want.
But he's the cool, smoky, dark room lobbyist.
Those people aren't cool.
He doesn't need closure.
Those are not.
Yeah, but he's also
he just sounds like a spy to me.
human.
He does need closure. He's
No,
crying. He's
no.
drinking whiskey and smoking
He's
all night, every
fine.
night.
He forgave her.
You need to have a conversation with the
her,
person who wronged you
and
to clear the air,
They're gone. And
Not-
so now he can just leave.
not to get her back.
Just leave and go to a different country. Learn some things.
If
learn
you do
some-
what Riley said, as soon as you get back, all of your feelings are going to come back. You're going to be
And then you'll
exactly
face
where you were
them
when you left.
with more tools of knowing different things about cultures.
Just face them now.
No.
The problem's not going to get any easier, and the problem's
Do it
not going to
later.
change.
Do it later. Let her find out. Be cool.
We
Be
love a little bit of
mysterious.
disagreement, don't we?
Be mysterious.
So let's
That's
see
what you
the-
do best.
Let's see
OP.
what the comments say. In regards to telling Helen, no, she's not your girlfriend anymore. You owe her nothing. How do I get closure? There is no closure. Yeah, because he's not talking to her. You did the right thing every step of the way. You're doing something that is obviously very healthy for you and will lead to new experiences. Anything you did in terms of interacting with her to seek closure will really just give her closure, which is, again, not your problem.
I like that one.
But clearly this guy's in need of closure. This is just another guy who got cheated on who's like, yeah, don't talk to her.
Now we red pilled this one.
In regards to will my feelings come back, have a great experience over there and make memories and make friends, find lovers. This guys, did you not listen to him? He's not going to have any time for any of that.
There we go.
This is a guy who works from 6 a.m. to midnight
Oh.
and then sleeps and wakes up and does it again.
Wait, did we
That's
forget
all he
about
does.
the spontaneous part with his partner? Dude, he's gonna have
That
maybe
was
an hour.
That was before he got this job.
He's gonna
That was
have an
before
hour.
he started working from 6:30 to 11:30.
He'll maybe have an hour and slip a banana peel. Dude.
He's not going to be doing that. Okay. So later, visit those friends and lovers if you feel like it. You're rebuilding your life, and this is a part of that process. When you come back, you'll be a new man, and your life here will seem better. And as far as engaging the betrayal, you've already done that brilliantly. Have I been too rash? Probably. But you know what? Forget it. Be rash. You're young. Have a effing ball over there.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that, though. He's just a workaholic. He's a workaholic guy.
Those work helps you get through things.
And again, all of my perspective here is not like what she deserves. It's more like, what does OP need? OP's like, I'm being tormented by these thoughts. What do I tell her? Do I tell her? Do I not? This is what you tell her. You tell her, hey, I'm leaving the country. Just wanted to give you the heads up. Nothing here is ever going to go back to the way it was. And have a nice rest of your life. That's all you need to say. And then you will feel like, okay, I've literally shut the book now. The book is closed. Comment 2 says, holy crap, don't say a word to her. You dated 6 years and have gone no contact. Imagine what she's going to do when she finds out you're not even in the same country anymore. She will go effing bonkers. Now, are you being rash? Yeah, but who gives a crap? If I'd had an opportunity like this when I was cheated on 20 some odd years ago, I would have left in a heartbeat. Go have fun in your new city/job. Make new friends. See things you've never seen before. It won't be too long until this is all just a distant memory. Reply, I have to agree. In 10 years, when he's with his awesome new high-paying job that he's earned, beautiful wife he will meet, and with kids bopping around, you are not going to care one bit about closure with this woman. She will be a fleeting memory. Someone who tested your resolve and character and you passed. She will be known as a lesson for your future self, nothing more. I agree with all of this. Take her betrayal and use all of that negative energy to make yourself the most bad butt suave mother effer on the planet. She was not strong enough in character. You are. Find a woman who is, and there is an update. And I agree with all of this, but it's not about, everyone's ignoring everything OP said about how he is feeling right now.
Time out.
They're telling him how he should feel.
Okay, time out. Some MIA stuff. Spies don't have feelings. Oh, you didn't read that.
He is not a spy. He's not a spy.
Why would a spy be posting to Reddit, bro?
This guy's not a spy.
Dude, he doesn't have feelings, so it doesn't really matter what he's feeling. Plus,
he
he's
does.
gonna figure it
What
out.
do you
He's gonna be
mean?
great.
What did you just say?
He's
He
a
doesn't
spy.
have feelings for her?
No, he doesn't have feelings in general. He's a spy.
Okay, he did have feelings for her. This devastated him to a point where he became numb. And speaking from experience, when you just sit in numbness, you literally go stagnant. Like, you're not solving anything. So his concerns about, I get everyone's being like, you're better than her and you can move on, which is true. Like, you can. But if you just stick in the numbness and you don't acknowledge it and you don't move through it and get to the other side of it, in a year when you come back from this job, you're going to find yourself in the exact same emotional situation, the exact same emotional place that you were in before. Just tell her, be like, I'm gone, we're over still, and I want you to completely let go of this. Don't hold on to me because I'm letting go of you.
Yeah.
You say that out loud, you say that to her, and then you leave and have your life. But if you leave this completely unsaid and you have all these things in your heart that are unresolved, it's not going to get better.
See, I was so heartbroken once in my life where I thought, I was with someone. I was like, I'm going to marry them. I'm going to be with them forever. I had everything planned out. Didn't work out.
And did you go live in?
I went into spy mode. I went to spy mode. Went to the gym. Started working on myself. Went to other places. Got out of my comfort zone. And guess what? I'm here. Not as a lot.
Did you date this person for 6 years?
I dated this person for 3.
That's not nothing, but I don't know. I've already said it. Let's get into the update. Firstly, thank you so much for all your support and kind words. It's made it a lot easier to keep doing the right thing, and I've taken on board so many of your comments. It really meant a lot, and I felt it more than I felt much in the past week or so. So, some of you may remember that I had some questions and that I was on my way to flying out to start a new life, which I never mentioned is in Africa. Stuff took some pretty funny turns since then, and I thought I'd update you. So, I am still not in Africa. I missed my flight after my cab was involved in a very minor collision. No one was hurt officially, but you can't get another cab quickly on the motorway. Luckily, I've got total insurance up to my eyeballs. I phoned my boss to tell him and was about to book flights for the weekend when my boss asked me to stay a few more days as he'd had an absolute tidal wave hit his desk. I'd do anything for this guy, so I obviously agreed and ended up deciding to stick around for Christmas to say goodbye to my family and give them a bit of time before I left for a year, that's nice and thoughtful. That's good. That's good. We didn't even think about that. We didn't even think about the other people in his life because we're thinking he's a spy with nobody else in his life.
Yeah, he's basically an orphan. This is his orphan family.
Mr. Bond?
Mm-hmm.
James Bond. My boss's secretary spent most of the week finding me a new flat, booking me immunizations, and generally sorting out my life to say thank you, which was really nice. So I haven't told her I'm leaving, and no contact has been maintained. A good friend said she managed to have a conversation with Helen and made clear that I'm serious about needing a significant period of silence between us. Helen is apparently handling it really badly, sobbing, having to have her friends look after her phone, etc., which I thought would make me happy, but it really doesn't.
Get out of your feelings, dude.
Because when we've loved somebody, we don't usually enjoy the fact that they're in misery, even if they've wronged us, because humans have hearts. There is one person I told, her father. Now, anyone else on here, I would strongly advise against breaking no contact for ex's family members, but you have to understand that I cannot not answer the phone for this man. I have so much respect for him, and we've spent a huge amount of time alone, drinking his amazing whiskey collection and talking about things. He's given me a lot of vital support and counsel in my life, and I'd be much worse off without him. He wanted to know if I could ever forgive his daughter. I explained that there is no point in continuing now that the trust is fundamentally destroyed, and he apologized and accepted that. He actually told me I should think about getting myself away for some alone time and begged me to meet up with him in the city I work in. At this point, I told him where I'm going and asked him not to tell Helen until I'm gone. He promised he would honor my wishes, and that was enough for me. This man is old school. I also left some messages to pass on to family members clandestinely, another spy term, once I'm gone, because the whole family has been amazing to me. My time since has been much smoother than it could have been. I hit the gym a lot, rule number 1, and have spent at least 2 hours every night except Christmas sparring. with my brother. He is a spy. This guy's a spy.
I told you, bro.
I've caught up with old friends before I leave and spent a lot of time with my family. We managed to complete the business that landed on my boss's desk, and he took me for an incredible goodbye meal with himself and his wife, which was nice. It was some unlimited meat joint, which makes me wonder why all things aren't unlimited meat.
Spy.
Nice. My own mood has been promising. For a few days, there was a concerning intensity of numbness, but keeping myself busy really helped me feel normal again. I can't stress enough to everyone out there how important it is to get up and do stuff rather than wallowing. It changes your whole mindset and makes everything so much easier. In terms of other plans, I've already signed up to a Muay Thai gym out there and managed to find an old training partner who's working in the same city. So I've organized a meetup. My plan is to just treat this a bit like a year out at university. Work hard, yeah, but I'm going to get as much out of the experience as I can. I plan to blow all the money I was saving for Helen's birthday holiday. Thank you to everyone who assured me that there are some people you can trust out there, but I think at least for a while, I'm going to have to be single. I'm thinking of going to get some help because I know that functionally I'll be single for at least a year. And I don't want distrust to become my default setting. Went to see my old psych about my depression flaring up, who thought I was doing really well considering the circumstances, so yay. I'm looking forward to my new life so much, and I feel much better about my ability to use it as a new start rather than just running away and hiding my feelings. I might write Helen a letter one day to get some answers to some questions, but I'm still undecided and probably wouldn't go ahead with it until I'm sure I'm on the way to recovery. To everyone out there, follow the advice on here. Keep yourself busy and stick with no contact. The whole next year is about me, and I'm excited about what I can produce. Thank you, everyone, and good luck. And there was a comment, but let's just go into the second update, which I already know what you think, Riley.
He's a spy.
No, yes, he's a spy. But about like the way he was talking, where he was like, I want the book to be closed. I want to make sure I'm not running away from my feelings. And everyone was just like, keep not talking to her and just run away. I don't agree with that. I think that there's a way he could have been like, and it's not, I don't think you should ask questions. I don't think you need to be like, why did you cheat? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? You need to just be laying out, hey, these are the things that are happening. I'm leaving. We're literally done forever. I guess I wish you the best-ish, whatever. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't come over to my house. We're done. That's what you got to do. That's what you could do. And I feel like that would give you the,
Okay. You can get that. Or you can cause her as much pain as you can. You go all the way to a different country. You don't say a word to her. You disappear off the map. She has no idea where you ever went. Could do that.
Or you could do that, I guess.
Yep, that's some spy stuff right there.
And I'm sure that won't bother you at all.
Nope, because he's gonna be behind the bottle. He's gonna be punching harder at Muay Thai, and he's gonna be so much cooler and better.
Update number 2.
He's Tom Cruise.
I'm back in the UK.
What did I say?
For a few weeks, visiting some old friends and family and my old boss.
He came to see Q, bro. He came to see Q.
Old boss? Come on.
This guy's James Bond.
Come on.
This guy's James Bond.
He's a spy. I'll say it. So I thought I'd write an update. As some of you might have read 4 months ago, I broke up with my ex after she cheated on me. This spurred me to accept a job offer in Africa, and the rest is history.
Wait, is this just the entire plot of just
Is this Casino Royale?
Is this Casino Royale?
Is this just Casino Royale?
Casino Royale?
Probably, dude.
Is this guy? This is just Casino Royale.
I'm telling you, I knew it from the beginning.
That's actually really funny. We both thought that at the same time. I was like, wait a minute.
Wait.
Firstly, Africa is the most incredible continent in the world. I'm based in Tanzania, but I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of traveling. The new job is incredible. I got some crazy experience. Got my own driver and secretary. Not a spy. Spies spies drive themselves. He's lying to us right now. He's saying he had a driver and a secretary, so he won't know he's a spy, but he's a spy. We see through you. Dang it. So I got some crazy experience, got my own driver and secretary, making some really big differences here. And I think accepting this job was the best decision of my life. I'd be sad to leave at the end of the year. In terms of how I'm dealing with the breakup, this has been the perfect way to deal with it. It's hard to wallow for too long when you're riding around dirt roads and are sat with new friends, sharing adult soda and looking at the most stunning natural beauty you'll find anywhere. One of the perks of the job is that we work closely with NGOs, non-government organizations, who send out lots of aid workers and volunteers around my age who are still looking to have a good time. I'm still single, and it's been great to recapture my youth, go out and be free, making some new life experiences. On another thread, someone said that at the start of every good story or adventure, something like what happened to me must occur to expose myself and make me a bit braver than I would have been. I loved that. Helen has really just been the first half of a paragraph in a story that's been so enjoyable and invigorating. Here is the breakup corn that I had to update you all on. This is proof that no matter how bad it is now, things can change, and once you heal, the dynamics of power can fundamentally shift in an instant. I've maintained no contact with Helen. I've been updated by some friends that after she found out I left, she asked all my friends if they know my African number. She's blocked from all email, social media, and my phone, and has been living with her parents for months now, having decided to spend some time on her own. Bear in mind, I've not seen her since this all started or spoken to her. When I landed in London a few days ago, guess who was waiting for me in arrivals? Apart from my mom, of course, it was Helen. She came from nowhere, kind of looked at me, and started crying. I was kind of speechless, to be honest. Helen had seen the flight details I'd posted on the wall of a mutual friend and taken a 4-hour train down to London to ask me to take her back. Bear in mind, this entire time, my mom is hovering in the background. I told Helen nothing had changed, thanked her for coming. I was genuinely touched by whatever this display was, and gave her some money to get a cab home, partially because she was a wreck and partly because I wanted to make myself feel superior.
Spy stuff right there. Spy stuff.
That was a little spyish. I don't know. At this point, it really struck me how much everything had changed. I definitely still have some feelings for Helen, but they're couched much more reflectively. I felt extreme pity for her at that moment, and I don't think I've ever felt so sure that being on my own is what's best for me. And by the way, I know what's best for you, and it's if you would listen to full episodes with stories like this on your podcast platform of choice, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get them. Just search OK Storytime, and you can find the whole catalog to browse through. So before we get into the last tail end of the story here, I just have to say,
Dude,
okay,
bro won the breakup.
like, sure, he won, and it's like she was all distraught and stuff, and he like wasn't, although, you know, he was like, I was genuinely touched, but like, I think if before you left, you just told her, we're done forever. Like, I need you to soak that in. We are never getting back together on some T-Swift type stuff. And by not saying that, I feel like you kind of set yourself up for this moment now. But it seems like you've navigated it properly. So let's just get to the end here. Thanks for all the support. Some of the advice I received on here has made a huge difference to how I've spent the last 4 months. For those of you just starting your journey, it gets better. Maintain no contact, look after yourself, and go to the gym and make time to meet new people. I recommend taking yourself out all your own. It helps you figure out who you are and what you lost. Thanks all. And that is the end.
And then you got to play the James Bond
that
theme after
story.
that. You got to go da-na, na.
Wow. That was probably my favorite story we've read this month.
And then after that, you maintain no contact.
Here you go.
Yep.
Okay?
Here you go.
After you go, we're done forever, no more, never, bye-bye, going to
Bye-bye.
Africa, then they do the no contact. You just get that one moment where you are allowed to go, ooh, where right now you were holding on, and then you could just go like that, and now you're done.
Yep.
You've officially let go.
Dude, you figured it out, and I'm so proud of you. OP.
My husband has a work wife. He doesn't realize that it's ruining our marriage.
Oh, babe, I thought I could just have 2 wives.
I thought I have 2
I
wives.
thought I was in Severance.
I, 31 female, am at my wit's end with my husband's 32 male coworker, Sarah, 30 female, and his complete inability to see what's happening. I'm not usually one for Reddit, but I need to know if I'm going crazy here. By the way, this comes from Honeybella Mama, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, where do I even start? 3 years ago, my husband Mark started working with Sarah. At first, I tried to be welcoming. I invited her to barbecues, included her in group outings, and genuinely tried to be friendly. Big mistake. She spent the entire time making backhanded comments about everything from my career, oh, you're just a yoga instructor? How peaceful. To my cooking, I guess not everyone can master basic seasoning. The real
Whoa.
problem, that's a slap in the face.
Them's fighting words right there.
The real problem is that Mark thinks she's just being funny. Mark.
Yes.
Okay.
Mark likes his
Mark.
work wife. Mark
Yeah.
likes his work
Oh,
wife.
another Mark liking his work wife. Typical.
Typical Mark.
Last month, she literally threw away the anniversary mug I gave him because it clashed with the office aesthetic. When I got upset, Mark said I was being too sensitive and that Sarah just has high standards for office decor.
I'm breaking up with Mark. Or at the very least, I'm like, you're sleeping on the couch until you understand how dumb that was.
No, I'd be like, dude, don't freaking talk to me about office decor. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, who cares about office decor?
What?
Who would prioritize office decor over a gift from their actual partner?
And to be clear, this is not, I mean, it's crazy regardless, but like, this is not her saying, hey, can you take this mug home? You know, it's clashing with the office decor.
Right.
Which is still crazy. She threw it away.
Yeah.
It was a mug with our wedding photo on it. Some greatest hits from Sarah. She scheduled a mandatory work dinner on our anniversary. She convinced Mark not to take a promotion because it would mean working with a different team. She posts daily photos of them together with hashtags like work power couple and work spouse. Your man's stupid. I'd break up with him for being stupid.
Stop doing this, Mark.
She tells everyone at their office that she takes better care of him than I do. She changed his coffee order and now tells everyone she trained him right. The worst part, my husband is completely blind to all of this.
Think, Mark. Think.
How blind can you really be? You know?
Open your eyes.
At a certain point, you're not blind. You're just, you're willfully.
He's probably actively having an affair with his work wife.
Yesterday, he actually told me about how Sarah said our new house, which we spent months searching for, was charming in a starter home kind of way. He repeated this while laughing. I tried talking to him about it, but Sarah has convinced him I'm just insecure. She's managed to insert herself into every aspect of our lives. They text constantly, even on weekends. She knows his schedule better than I do. She rearranged his entire desk and office wardrobe because his style was too suburban husband. That's what he is. Last week, I just marriage counseling. He looked genuinely confused. He, of course, went and talked to Sarah about it. I found out from another coworker that she's been telling people that Mark and I are going through a rough patch and that she's just being a good friend by giving him someone to talk to. We weren't going through anything until she started this nonsense. The breaking point? I stopped by his office to surprise him with lunch. I know, but it was his birthday and Sarah was supposedly out sick. Guess who was there? Sarah. She'd miraculously recovered and bought him a cake that said, "To my work hubby," with a photo of them from the office holiday party. She saw me and said, "Oh, Amy, you came too. How nice. Mark, you didn't tell me your real wife was coming."
Well,
Real wife?
Divorce. I've been here this entire time.
I think this would activate like the sleeper cell in me.
Like,
I'd become like Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I'd just black out and wake up.
Yeah, and she'd be on the floor. I'm not crazy, right? This woman is trying to destroy my marriage while my husband stands there grinning like it's all some big joke. What do I do? Divorce seems extreme, but I'm running out of options here. And edit, I should have stated that the promotion wasn't one that would increase his salary, but his title. It would give him more leadership experience. It still blows my mind that he turned it down just so he could stay on the same team as her. Highly suspicious. And edit, I should have told the mug story in its entirety. She accidentally broke the mug.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. And she accidentally has done everything, right? It's all a big accident.
I noticed it was gone when I was visiting him one day and I asked him about it. He said she accidentally knocked it over and then later he repeated a joke she made about how it didn't fit the office aesthetic. Yeah, okay, there are comments and there's an update, but the aesthetic is that you are not his wife in the office.
Yeah, the aesthetic is that you are not married to your wife, and instead you're married to this, honestly, a really cringy pick-me girl.
So cringy. I hate her. Oh my God. I think you have to have a conversation. I mean, you've already had a conversation with your husband, but you have to be like, hey, she is destroying our marriage.
Yeah.
You have to put up boundaries with her or we have to go through a lot of marriage therapy because this isn't working.
You need to be
You're being
honest
incredibly
about how this is
disrespectful.
making you feel.
Yeah.
Like, it's ultimatum time. It's like, if you can't see this, honestly, that changes everything that I think about you. If you're so blind to this, I don't even know why I would want to stay with you anyway.
Top comments. Medieval Misfit says Sarah would not be able to sabotage your marriage if your husband wasn't allowing it.
Facts.
Exactly. Ford Most 1933. You have a husband problem. Go to counseling and get professional help to communicate your concerns. Remind him that he's married to you, not Sarah. So her opinions shouldn't matter when it comes to your marriage. Good luck, but be prepared for the worst. Late Butterfly 5997 says, yeah, this guy isn't oblivious. He's complicit. Exactly. He knows what's happening and he likes the attention. He is happy to let his girlfriend disrespect his wife. And there is an update. I can't imagine he's so oblivious that he just can't
Can the wife go to his HR?
But there is an update. Hi, I, 31 female, posted a few days ago. I really didn't expect my post to blow up the way it did. I got so overwhelmed by all the comments that I haven't responded to any. I want to address everyone who says it's fake. I understand why you think that, but this is my personal hell. I only listen to Reddit stories on TikTok, but when this reached its boiling point, I just needed a place to talk. So I made an account and tried to yell into the void. Well, the void turned out to be less empty than I thought. Now to why everyone is here. The update. Before I talked to my husband, 32 male, I decided to do some investigation. I started with his phone and read all the messages between him and Sarah. She badmouthed me a few times. He did nothing to defend me, but didn't engage either. She was flirty. He wasn't really flirty back. They talked a lot, and he praised her frequently for her work ethic and intelligence. I didn't see anything about cheating. I checked his email, nothing. I checked his work email, nothing. I looked through our other devices, nothing. I searched high and low for a second phone, nothing. Everything I found was always dancing that line. Nothing was outright cheating, but here are the things I found that did hurt my feelings. 1, he has lunch with her and only her every day in the office. They don't really like anyone else, so they'll criticize others and say, let's talk more at lunch. They're serving XYZ today. He'd say things like, I'm sure if you were a wife, you would XYZ. He always kept it as a wife and not my wife, but it's still upset. Yeah. She admitted to breaking the mug on purpose.
Oh, girl, accident. If you don't get away from him, I am throwing you in a volcano.
He didn't get upset with her, just said, yeah, the photo gifs are kind of corny.
Excuse me? Excuse me? You're going to call a thoughtful mug corny?
You're going to call the mug of your wedding photo mug corny?
Hey, what is this vibe? It's like it feels like weaponized incompetence.
But it's not even. I feel
Where
like
he's like,
it's not even incompetence. I feel like it's like he knows what he's doing.
Right, but the way he's trying to play it is it's like,
oh yeah.
Oh, what do you mean? It's like I'm saying a wife instead of my wife, or it's like we're just like joking around. It's like my work wife. Like
I confronted him. I laid it all out, and while he wasn't upset, he did try to brush things off. He said I was being sensitive and overreacting. I told him if we didn't have a real conversation about this, I would file for divorce. Good. That got his attention, and he sat down with me. He admitted that at first he found it odd that Sarah was trying so hard. He saw her trying hard with all the men in the office. The more attention she gave him, the more he enjoyed it, and the more he responded, the more attention she gave. Until she just had her sights on him. He knew some of the other men were envious, and he liked that too. He admitted that eventually he just got too deep. He said he knew it was wrong, but he had gotten to the attention and didn't want her to move on to another man. So he indulged her sometimes at my expense. He said it was just nice to have 2 women in the 2 major parts of his life, stating that he knew we'd rarely see one another, so what was the harm? I'm about to harm you.
You know exactly what you've literally just
I'm about to harm you.
Fully laid out exactly what the harm is now. Which is that you're like a little boy who's like getting attention from a girl for the first time, like he's like 14.
I hate this guy.
Like what is wrong with you? You're a fully grown man with a
man.
wife. Get the attention you're wanting from your freaking wife, dummy.
He reiterated that he'd never, ever physically cheated with her, but admitted it could be called an emotional affair. It was painful. I won't hide that. I mean, really painful, like I wasn't enough. I told him from this point on, he needed to stop communicating with Sarah and asked to be transferred or switch jobs altogether. Now, folks, I mean it when I tell you this. He lost his. He began raising his voice, saying things like, he never cheated. It was all above board, and I couldn't control who he talked to at work. But you can't control who you divorce.
Divorce.
He called me a self-absorbed person and a control freak. He told me I had no idea how hard it was, how much stress he had in the office, and that his personal relationship with Sarah helps a lot. Taking it away would just damage his mental health. It got so bad that I started crying. I couldn't take it anymore and decided to leave. Good. I packed a small bag and called my mother-in-law. She's the only family I have here. I gave her a rundown of what was going on. She just offered her home to me. I'm staying here and just hoping my husband calms down so we can revisit this. Divorce, girl. Divorce. Divorce.
Or at least, at the very least, separation.
Divorce.
Like, it needs to be like, you guys got to work this out separately.
It's like, you know at like stadiums and like games, they do defense.
Yeah, divorce.
We're going divorce.
Well, I think if you really want to like find out like, is this salvageable? It's like if you just separate and then he immediately starts hooking up with this trollop at the office.
I just think the fact that when OP expressed concerns, he was like, no, you can't do that. And he just started screaming at her.
Well, yeah, of course,
Despicable.
because he's clearly hyper defensive.
I want to work it out. I love him more than anything. You can't work this out. I don't think you can work it out. I will try harder to answer comments on this post. I will definitely update if something new happens. And there are some comments. Different ad says, welp, I kind of figured he wasn't that clueless. This is a full-blown emotional affair. From experience, things will only escalate till they are in bed together. Protect your peace because he sure doesn't give a dang about your feelings. Stay strong. Toger Sucks says, jump right from admitted it could be called an emotional affair to he began raising his voice, saying things like you never cheated. OP made a valiant effort, but it doesn't seem like this marriage can be saved. And OP says, my mother-in-law's on my side and told me point blank that he is wrong.
Yes.
Good mother-in-law.
He is.
However, she said she doesn't want to get in the middle because she doesn't want to damage the relationship with either one of us. She told me I'm welcome as long as I need, but she won't bring up anything to her son until he brings it up to her. And I want to bring up that you guys can listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime. Yay! That was so smooth.
That was the
so
smoothest.
My mother-in-law agrees his actions are wrong, but doesn't want things to escalate or to damage her relationship with either one of us, so she is staying out of it unless he contacts her. As for my husband, he has tried to reach out. He's called, left messages, texted. I let him know I was safe and left it at that. He will message or call every few hours, but we haven't talked. And that is the end of the story. I think it's divorce. I don't think this can be saved or salvaged.
I think it's like, at the very least, it would require like very intense therapy to figure out why he was like
absolutely, but
so
it seem
in
like he's
need
receptive
of
to that.
the emotional validation at work from this girl.
Truly.
Who he did say is like talking to all of the men in the office like this.
Yeah.
But then he's just like, I need it to be able to get through my day. And it's like,
It's so
shut
hard.
up,
like,
dude.
Everyone has a hard job. Get over it.
Shut up, dude. Shut
You're
your
probably
face.
just like sending freaking emails. You probably have a fake email job.
You're
You stink.
gross
You
for
freaking
having a work
stink.
like a work wife is supposed to be like a
You.
joke. Like not then it became like real. She's breaking your anniversary gifts. Stop it.
Get her
Stop
out of
it.
there. Get her
Get
out
some
of
help.
there. But that is the end of that story.